In a moment, I will reveal to you a forgotten book that I think every single entrepreneur should read. Hey, this is Tim Francis, and the book I'm talking about was written over 20 years ago and was written by an entrepreneur who his whole career was going into companies, fixing them, and then selling them. So this entrepreneur was involved in, to my knowledge, 12 different companies, oftentimes in some major kind of point of distress. And the book is all about what he learned, what was true as he went from industry to industry, different business sizes, and what was universally true. Now, his track record through these 12 companies is pretty amazing. He didn't save every single company or take it to the moon, but the vast majority he was incredibly successful with. In one instance, he helped turn around a company and then sell it for 32 times the projected earnings, which is incredible. In that same company, revenue grew from $8 million to $90 million. That's just in 6 years. In another company, he improved profitability by 35% in a single quarter and then sold the company 90 days later. In another company that he worked in, he delivered a 53x return on the shareholders' cash. Absolutely amazing. Another company, he boosted the valuation from $1.3 million to a staggering $240 million over the course of just 4 years. And he lists other, I love this. This is a book where the author literally says their track record, where they won, where they lost, and if they won, how big it was, and when they lost, how bad it was. I mean, that's the kind of book I want to read. I want to read something from someone who's actually done it, and from there, I want to see what they think are the critical parts of business. Now, this book, before I tell you the title, is written like probably no book I've ever read before. The titles of each chapter are ridiculous. I mean, some of the topics are cheap is such a pretty word. Another chapter is eliminate sex. Another chapter is attack drugs and alcohol. Another chapter is use lawyers less, and another is romance the bankers. This guy's a great writer. I'm loving these titles. But maybe he's not such a great writer because at other points in the book, I found spots where literally words were missing from sentences. Then other paragraphs where the same sentence was repeated twice. This is not a well-written book, not in the least. And he makes no bones about it. Right in the preface, he's like, didn't really edit it too heavily. Take it as it is. So if I were to summarize the main lesson from this book, I mean, there are countless gems in here, but the main lesson from this book is find where the profit is in your business and eliminate anything that does not feed profit. If you've got ads that you're running that are not really all that profitable, get rid of them. If you've got products or product lines or services that are kind of break even or maybe even losing you money, get rid of them. Anything that is sucking down your profit has got to go, and anything that is generating profit, we got to double down. We got to build people, process, tools around those few areas that are the big profit makers in your company. And for a company to simplify down their strategy into exactly that and to be incredibly rigorous about it, you can turn around a lot of companies very quickly, irrespective of industry. Almost irrespective of industry. Obviously, if we're trying to sell fax machines in 2022, that's probably not going to work, but as long as the industry is growing and climbing and relevant, this book will help you to make your business more profitable. So what is this magical book, you ask? It was written 20 years ago. The book is called The 6-Month Fix, written by Gary Sutton. I was recommended this book by an entrepreneur who is, I think, in his 60s, and I have never heard anybody else talk about this book, so you can get a huge edge by picking this up on Amazon. Now, don't expect it to be cheap. I bought this book a handful of years ago, and it was literally $60 US. So this is not a $19 paperback, okay? This is a $60 US hardcover, and I'll tell you, it's worth every single dime. Recommend you check it out, The 6-Month Fix by Gary Sutton. One of the best books I've ever read from someone who's actually done it on how to build an actually profitable company.